Hello, welcome to Gamescape 3D. My name is Jeremy, and I'm here today to quickly go over this ruined Abbey that I will be releasing on Patreon at the beginning of January. I want to go ahead and go over it so I can give you some advice on the assembly just from experiences I've had, and also just to sort of preview the cut up on this so you can see how it all prints out before I get it painted. Okay, all right, let's get started. All right, first things first, we're going to start up top with our arches here on the front and here in back. These will pull out directly and they will be printed in two halves that you'll have to glue together. That's going to allow you to print them down flat so you can make nice strong arches, okay? The second thing we got are the tops of these gates, and we use the pegs to sort of stack them. You can go ahead and glue them. I don't see any reason not to glue them. The front arch here, I cut up into three different parts so that this main arch is separated in the middle. The reason I did that is because when I was test printing with a full arch, what happened was it ended up being a little too much flex, and you ended up getting some bowing so it wouldn't lay flat. So that's the reason I cut that right there. There will be two different types of pegs. You'll have one with the tapered end for stacking. You'll also have one that doesn't have the tapered end. Oops. That you can just use as a regular plug. I will say this though, these ones with the tapered ends, you can use them just like the regular ones. Just hammer them in far enough that there's some of that serrated edge sticking out so it can catch on the piece you're inserting it into, okay? All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of this teardown. We have our flying buttresses off here on the side, okay? And we will take these out. There's a little peg right there. You can sort of insert it into a hollow that's along this wall right here. You know, white isn't the best way to preview. Let me get this gray one. All right, there's those little notches you can insert the flying buttresses in. Again, you know, it can stand freely or you can go ahead and glue it. Each of the arches will be glued together so they print in halves. And then that's inserted into another notch that you have on the flying buttress. And again, you can either just insert it or you can insert it and glue it. Over here, we have our interior flying buttresses. These are parts that you'll have to glue in. My advice to you is when you glue these in, to make sure that this part is set on top of the base before you clamp it, and that'll help prevent you from doing any weird tweaking that might keep this from sitting flat after you've glued this buttress into place, okay? And the buttresses just slide in there. Okay, they're cut in half. All right, let's get down to the floor here. Okay, and here's our base floor. I did not use open pegs on this because I thought it would be nice to save everyone a little bit of printing time. What I'm using is a very simple tab system. When you're putting together your open pegs, you just take the little peg like so. You can take a hammer, or a much smaller one than this if you want to. And sometimes you don't even need to use it. It should set right in there. Just gently tap it into place where you need it, okay? It's just a gentle tap. If you go too far, most of these holes go all the way through, so you can use a nail to pop it back out from the other side. One place where you might have difficulty with your pegs is on these spire tops. And what it is these things print flat like this. So if you have your nozzle real close to the print bed like I do, it can create a little bit of squeezing right here at the lip. So you might have to shave that down, or you can just use your snips. Probably safer just to snip your peg down with your filament snips, and then go ahead and get them started in there and then hammer it into place. And you know, for these spires, if you don't want to, I can't see any reason why you couldn't just glue them into place. But if you want to be able to take these things off, I usually just set the pointy end down like this, give it a couple swats with the hammer, and then it's in there and it's ready to insert itself into the top of that flying buttress pillar. All right, thank you for sharing your time with me today. Before you go, I'll go ahead and run a quick reverse assembly so you can see this thing all go together.